the A-team up the front there, leaving Martha Cove, heading for Yoringa, where it'll get hauled for the first time, and then after about a week of getting its bum tickled, we'll be heading up to Sydney in it. So this is goodbye to Martha Cove, goodbye to home for probably a couple of months or so. Should be a reasonably good passage, a little bit of breeze, 20-25 knots at the most, hopefully more like 20. Shy reaching once we get out the heads. Grey old day. The old Costco ship's kicking our butt. About 5 miles off the heads. A bit lumpy when we get outside. Get knackered after the spinnaker hoist.
The sock.
Papa. Alright. There she is. It's a big one. Well, it's been a pretty glamour passage. Sitting on 9-10 knots most of the way. Had the spinnaker up from the entrance of Western Port all the way down to Cowes, and yeah, just approaching Yoringa now on a mooring overnight, and then the big lift out tomorrow. So fingers crossed that all goes well. The Yoringa welcoming committee coming out to meet us.
Okay to go to Melbourne straight in and says what I'm doing right now.
Sure.
I'll straight up to Melbourne.
I'll bring it in.
Well, they're full swing into it here. The top sides have all been polished. Looking beautiful. Even underneath it's been polished, so that's fantastic. Using the good stuff, the correct colour product, which is great. Beautiful job on the prop speed. And interestingly, they painted it with an aluminium anti-foul on the sea leg and also around the sea leg on the hull, because apparently copper can react with the sea leg. So Just going the extra mile here at Yoringa. Brilliant job. Holes are all polished, anti-fouled. Boat speed, but nearly 10 over the ground with the current. And the trusty crew are in here sorting themselves out. Hello crew. How are we, Kai? How are we, Chris? How are we, Pa? Forecast is looking fantastic. Up for a good sail. Should be a quick trip, that's what we like. Hopefully the swell's not too bad. It's starting to get a little bit bumpy now, but should be alright, I reckon. Excited, Kai? Get psyched. Awesome. Cool. How's that, Pa? This is all very good. What are we doing? We've got the code 0 up. Can I squeeze past there? Code 0's just come out. Main's up, full main. 0 out. And the seas are pretty comfy, and we've got, what have we got boat speed wise? About 10 knots, 9.9, 10 knots boat speed, making good time in 14 knots of wind, 15 knots of wind. I think that's pretty respectable.
Pretty respectable.
Just off the knobbies, Seal Rocks and the knobbies at the moment. Look at her go. Magic. Magic stuff. So we're underway, got the spinnaker up. We're off, what are we off about? Cape Patterson now. Heading towards Cape Lip Trap and the prom. We'll just sail right through the night, past the prom and on to Eden in one hit. Should be there Friday morning. Guys at Yoringa did an amazing job launching it and just getting all the jobs done. It's really in top nick. It's really nice to know that all the work's been done and everything's been checked and everything's working well, so that's comforting. Looking forward to Leanne and Kalani joining us, and then yeah, it's a beautiful day out there here though. We couldn't ask for better, just really comfy sailing, really nice stuff. I haven't put the fishing rod in yet, not very good at fishing. Nice afternoon glow. Had to motor for a little while, but now the wind's come back up and we've got some spinnaker up again. And booking along at 10 knots, a bit over 10. Yeah, so pretty comfortable sailing now. Lovely night.
At home, draw the short line with the notion that the moments come and go. heart grind through the motions, waste your whole life, fool's gold.
Well, it's rather civilised here, people. Oops. Yes, I'll just get that for you in a moment. And Kai did just buy his first car. You can do a lot of things out here at sea. You can jump on the internet, you can drink lovely red wine, and you can buy your first car. You excited, Kai? Insane. Come on, in one word or less.
Equally as excited as I am in unbelief.
Disbelief?
Sorry. Yeah, but yeah, just like super. Like, I think it's happened, but I don't think it's happened because I haven't seen the car yet.
Yeah.
Like, you'd feel a lot more if you just shook hands and like saw the car and inspected it in person.
Yeah.
So I'm currently doing that, it's a bit harder. But until like when I see it, when I come back to
Europe, going to Europe. It all seems about as far away as each other in COVID times, doesn't it? Europe, Sydney. We're doing 11-12 knots at the moment while we drink away our red wine and have our lovely dinner. And Trish, we're going to get an order in for the Nautatech by the end of the weekend. All good. Well, going into the evening, 9 PM here, coming up to Wilson's Prom. Always a bit cautious going around here with a spinnaker or any big sails up because it does seem to have its own weather system, which is never ideal. Cruising along pretty well, sort of sitting in 9s and 10s. Still, we've knocked off about 100 miles today. Just keeping an eye on our apparent wind and our true wind. Our true wind's down the bottom there at 20 knots. Oh, there's my mate Shimmer, so I better go. Well, Pa, we've done a night. This is passage making. We're tired, we're looking for bed, but we're going downwind at 10, 12, 8, whatever the waves are doing knots. It's fairly pleasant. Fairly pleasant. Always a nice one. What are we doing there? 12, 13 knots. Yeah. 170, so yeah, okay, so we've knocked off about 200 miles. 15 knots, 15 and a half knots there. Speed, over ground. Well, it's a glamour day on day 2. We've had a fun night, cruising along with the wind behind us the whole way. Still going, it's only about 15 to 18 knots out here, the sun's out, the seas are calm, big blacks up, all happening. Had a few little issues during the night, had a shackle break, had a spinnaker get stuck, so yeah, but nothing major and all fixed and sorted now. Cruising along at about 8 and a bit knots now. Looking like we'll arrive at Eden. We're about 20 miles offshore. Probably can't see that, the shore's way in the distance. About 20 miles offshore, and the wind's supposed to swing around, so we can kind of turn left around the tip of Gabo Island and maybe even keep the spinnaker up. We'll see how we go. Winds are going to die off tonight, so probably motoring at home. But we've had the sails on the whole way so far and the wind behind us. Here's the crew. How's the crew going? You all going well, Pa? Guy, what was your highlight of last night? Hitting 20 knots? Yes. Yes. Chris and Kai hit the 20 knots. They're in the 20 knot club. They've hit the record. We've only got a lousy 15, Pa and I. Should be ashamed of ourselves. Yeah, but on this trip they've got the bragging rights so far. Trip's early though, early days. No, that's good. It's a beautiful day. Rather lovely evening, gents. What have we got on the menu today, Chris?
The chef brought us some beef stew pies.
Beef burgundy pie, something like that. Lovely, lovely. We had a good day, Kai. Rather civilised. Yes. Well, there's not much. Waiter. So what are we now? It's about 7:30, isn't it? 8 o'clock. Sun's going down. We should be in Eden in, I don't know, what's that, about 8 hours or something? Something like that. 8 or 9 hours. Yeah. Motor's on now, unfortunately, but it's all good. Happy, Pa? Very good. As long as you're happy. As long as you're happy. Well, it's we're just about to arrive at Eden. It's been a very quiet night just under motor. One of the beauties of night passages and sharing watches is the moons and the sunrises. So I don't know if you can see that, but the sun's just coming up over there. And over here we have Eden and the entrance of Eden. And we're about half an hour off dropping anchor, catching up on some Zeds, and waiting for the rest of the family to come. Can't wait. It's been an amazing trip. We've basically averaged, we sailed from midday on, what day are we today? Friday. Midday on Wednesday, we left, and we would have been averaging 10 knots, 9 to 10 knots the whole way through, mainly under spinnaker. Just been a magic run, not much swell, really comfortable, and great to not have to have the motors. We've only really just turned the motors on last night. The wind's dropped out. It's supposed to come in, I think later today, certainly tomorrow, come in pretty hard from the north, so we'll be camped here for a day or so, and then start pressing north up to Sydney, just in little hops, I think, if we can get away with it. So yeah, fun and summer ahead of us. Looking forward to it. Arriving at East Void Bay. That's the wood chip mill. They still load wood chips up there. I think there was a big fire recently. And this is a Navy ammunition wharf. So we're allowed to stay here as long as they're not loading up ammunition, which they're not. So happy days. I've always wanted to pop into this little bay. Never been the right conditions, so good to check it out. It's one little boat in there. We'll have a look in a minute.